Another story. As the rift in the main opposition People's Democratic Party gets wider amid reports that members of the G5 governors, led by the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, have met with the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in London, the People's Democratic Party on Wednesday announced that they are considering expelling the aggrieved governors if they were to go ahead to announce their support for any presidential candidate other than.
Hello everyone, good day according to your time. Welcome back to Learning Sticky. Hope you guys are doing good. Please, if you are seeing my channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and kindly hit on the notification button. And if you are going to see this video on Facebook, please don't forget to leave your comment and like and also follow us. That God bless you. Yes, so my people, waiting person not go see or waiting person here not go here. So all these politicians, they play with us like say they play with us. That's just the main truth. To my own point of view, that they play with us because why? Now, as the election they draw near, they don't want to start to do their mago combined parties. Make them take win. You understand? They want to do combined parties. Things never even start. I beg more than obvious. Another question. Why be say if they want to meet each other, they'll go they meet each other for London? How many people they feel they travel, they go London? How many people they feel they get visa even to go Libya? If you want carry visa go Libya, they not go give you. Because if you want carry visa come Italy, it go dey very, very hard before they go give you. For the flu, so for the people who don't know the flu, so for the permission where they give for workers every year, Nigeria name still there for one of those people where be say that they still they do a discutery, which is they are still deliberating on it. You understand? Why be say Ethiopia? In Niger, all those people, they don't already close their partnership, their partnership contracts. They don't already close them. So me, they ask, how many people they feel they get visa to they go out of the country? We be say all the time, if they want to do something, they will go outside the country, go they do her. They will from that side do the mago come. I beg una something. Mona try, mona votes, and mona forgets good results so that may everybody feel they enjoy for the Nigeria where they said want to make bio because the suffer it don't they touch everybody now. Una we no understand why they talk like this. May I leave this video for now. Mona forgets the waiting me see where they made me they talk like this. God bless you and I hope God help us.
Atiku Abubakar, according to reports, another option being considered by the leadership of the PDP is the dissolution of the party structures in the respective states of the G5 governors, which will in turn affect the political ambition of some members of the group. The governors were said to have traveled to the United Kingdom for a strategic meeting with the APC standard bearer, who is reported to have lobbied for the endorsement of the 5 governors during the marathon meeting, which was held in London on Tuesday. Ayo.
All right, so still yesterday we had quite a robust conversation on the PDP crisis. We talked about the fact that the G5 governors, led by Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, were on their way had gone to London for a meeting, even elaborated on the choice of London as a destination. But away from that, now an update in terms of the response by the PDP, which is in line with what we had talked about. That if eventually the G5 governors go ahead to endorse a candidate of another party, it is tantamount to anti-party activities, which the PDP have now come out to say that all they are waiting for is for them to come out with that stance so that they can begin to, take action. And the punitive measures for that they talk about the PDP being a structured organization built on the Constitution and processes and procedures. And this will be followed if the G5 governors do endorse. So, they're going to sanction them. They didn't describe what the sanctions would be. They didn't talk about whether they'd be suspended, expelled from the party. They did elaborate that these governors have benefited quite immensely from the PDP structure and that it is, at this critical point, quite unfortunate that they've taken this stance. It's still important to note that the G5 governors have not yet come out to categorically say that they'll be going with candidate A, B, or C against their own, candidates, even though they have said in many ways that they would not be, since they haven't come to an agreement with the party leaders, they wouldn't be supporting their party's presidential candidate, who is Waziri Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu is, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is lobbying. They've had, leaning towards Peter Obi, Obasanjo's candidate. They said in January they will let us know who their candidates are. So again, this is part of the saga that is the emergence of the G5's anointed candidate. Yeah. Boiling down again to wrap up, my view is this. At the end of the day, despite or irrespective of who the G5 governors decide to nominate and endorse, the fate of the Nigerian presidency, or who will eventually emerge as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, lies in the hands of Nigerians. So please let us not be distracted by this to think that only a few people are responsible for who emerges as president. Please ensure that every single Nigerian, as many as possible, are part of the electoral process. You are the most important part of governance, very important.
Yeah, so Rufai, according to this day, the sources that we have, they have threatened dissolution. They've also threatened, to expel these governors if they go ahead with this anti-party activity, as it may be. We were talking about maybe they might meet with Peter Obi, and now we are hearing Tinubu, but also the G5 have not come out to say that they have met with anyone. As far as we know, I've heard that they've gone on holiday. Rufai.
At first, I think we've talked ad nauseum as regards going to London. Our governors should please promote local tourism. There's Yankari Game Reserve. Yes. There's Obudu Cattle Ranch. If we hear that governors are going to those places, more tourism money will come there. But like we say in Warri, this activity of the G5 governors, it has what I call K-leg and Kobo leg. Kobo leg is actually bow leg. It's the Warri term, local pidgin slang for bow leg. K-leg. You know why? In all of this, I know they would have considered the plight of a certain Mr. Seyi Makinde, which is in a precarious situation because all the other governors have done 2 terms. It is only Seyi Makinde that has done 1 term. And he's going up against a very experienced politician, Teslim Folarin, in Oyo. Whatever deal they make with Mr. Tinubu, hope he knows that it's going to be difficult for him. Because Teslim Folarin, having had a run at the governorship so many times, being a senator, all right, he's a tested politician in Oyo State. So if they make a deal with Tinubu, give him that assurance, I doubt. Secondly, hope they know that if they don't support their own party candidates, that's why I say get K-leg and Kobo leg, that the party is going to pull out the structure from them. And once they pull out the structure from them, it's going to be destructive. Because you are only as good as your structure. So people are better tell them this and not deceive them. You saw what happened to Obaseki. He was lucky because he had time. When the APC pulled down the structure, you saw he had to shop for party. If they do that to a certain Mr. Seyi Makinde, in a worst case scenario, couple of months to the elections, what party doesn't want to go to? Accord is taking, everybody is taking. I'm sure he's making his deals already because I should think he will have put all of this in perspective. Then if they finally make the deal, will anything they do have bearing on how Nigerians will vote? I doubt. Oji, the elections and the campaigns are far gone. If the G5 wanted to do anything, they should have done it long ago. I doubt. You know why? Most of the candidates have gone to Katsina. Most of the candidates have campaigned in the heartland. They've come to Lagos, they've campaigned. Nigerians, as we speak, are already making up their mind. It's not what the G5 will tell them that will change anything. So it's a dire strait for them, and that's why they should think about it very well. But, politicians, they might have a better game up their cards without knowing. So we give it to them. They might have a joker. But in all of this should tell you something. That the APC and PDP will abuse themselves tomorrow. But you can see them going to make deals at the back at your own expense. So Nigerians, please shine your eye.
Always say that.
Be wise.
Shine your eye.
So they are not enemies.
All right, Dr. Bati, really quickly, you ask
Well,
wrap
very
up the
quickly,
show.
it's not only Sheyi Makinde that is vulnerable. Sheyi Makinde is seeking a second term. The only person not seeking any elective position out of the G5 governors is Governor Nyesom Wike. The others want to go to the Senate. So they too may be vulnerable. Now, PDP spokespersons from Timothy Osadoloy, Diolafeso, and others have said Section 58, subsection 1 of the PDP Constitution says you cannot expose the party to ridicule. But can the PDP afford to expel them or suspend them before the election? Because they are followers. Those followers may not really be aligning with them.
Yes.
So that's also another problem there. The third problem is that they should remember what happened in the 2007 election, when governors of the AD, with the exception of Bola Tinubu at the time, supported President Olusegun Obasanjo's bid for a second term. The wrong messaging worked against them. So how do you tell the electorate, don't vote Atiku Abubakar, but in other elections, vote for this particular political party? It could be problematic, as history has shown us.
Well,
thank you very much,
Thank you all again for your great analysis on what's trending today. Well, that's all I have for you on what's trending today.